Okay, hopefully you were able to finish those. If not, just kind of watch along with me. I'm going to go fairly quickly because this should just be you checking to see if you did it in the same order or in the same way, and catch your mistakes if you need to. So here we have an equation in weird form, right? Because it's like ax plus by plus c, and then zeros on the other side. So now we have to move multiple things away from x. So I'm going to move 10 and I'm going to move x at the same time. So you should be subtracting x on the right hand side and adding 10 on the right hand side. You probably didn't do it all in one step, but I am. Okay, so I end up with 5y, and then I bring this sign down, so I have greater than or equal to, and then I have negative x plus 10. To get y by itself, I divide by 5 on both sides, and I'm left with y is greater than or equal to. Remember to bring that sign down every time, okay? And then I heart algebra, negative 1 divided by positive 5 is negative 1/5. Make sure you use your calculator to double check that, and remember the top number goes in first, okay? It's not going to be negative 5. You're dividing negative 1 by 5. And then you do the other part of your heart, that rhymed. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So I have a slope of negative 1/5 and a y-intercept of 2. Okay, hopefully you got those values. So I start with positive 2 as my y-intercept, and I'm going to go down 1 and right 5. Now, what kind of line am I going to have? So remember, I only look at one thing for that, and that is my inequality sign. My inequality sign is greater than or equal to, right? Greater than or equal to. So if it is equal to, it means it includes what is on the line. So I'm going to have a solid line. Okay, so let me turn my paper and see if I can get a somewhat straight line here. I'm just not very good at that. Okay, so here is my solid line. And now I look for shading. How am I going to shade? So it says y is greater than or equal to that. So I go to where y-intercept is 2, and where my y value is greater than that, it would be above. So I'm going to shade above. So here is my shading up here. Okay, which means any point in the shaded area or on the line this time will make this inequality or this inequality true. Okay, so this time the solutions are in the shading or on the line. Okay, hopefully you got that one correct. All right, last but not least, and then you get to work on your own. Okay, let me move this paper a little bit. Last but not least, so we have another inequality here. It is in, do we know what form that's in? It's in standard form. So to get it in slope-intercept, to get y by itself, we're going to move x. 8x is positive, so we subtract 8x on both sides. Hopefully I'm not going too quickly. Remember, you bring down this whole thing. So you bring down a negative y, bring down your sign, less than or equal to. Remember, don't put an equal sign here. And then you put your x term first, so negative 8x plus 6. And then some people will say y is by itself, but it's not. It has a negative in front of it, which means y is being multiplied by an understood what? Negative 1. So we are going to divide by negative 1 on both sides. Now, anytime you hear yourself say divide by negative, you need to have an alarm go off in your head, remember? So it's like, do, 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 do. I just divided by a negative. So when you divide by a negative, you have to draw that reverse sign. We've talked about this before. So remember when you're playing Uno and you're about to win and someone throws down that reverse and it goes the other way, right? Like reverse, reverse. So draw your reverse sign as soon as you see that you have divided by a negative. The signs up here don't matter. The signs when you finish don't matter. Only this sign right here that you're dividing by. So we divided by negative, so we have to flip this sign. So your negatives cancel. You're left with y here. Now I have, instead of less than or equal to, I have greater than or equal to, and then I do my I heart algebra. Negative 8 divided by negative 1 is positive 8. Don't forget your x. 6 divided by negative 1 is negative 6. So now y by itself, I have a slope of positive 8, a y-intercept of negative 6. So I'm going to plot those on the graph. So I have a y-intercept of negative 6, and then I'm going to go up 8 and right 1. Okay, and so I'm going to draw that line. Now, oh, I forget every time. So what kind of line is that? Is it going to be dashed or solid? So look at your inequality sign right here, and it's greater than or equal to. That means it includes what's on the line. So the line is going to be solid. So I'm going to draw my line as straight as I can. Here we go. It's really bad. I know y'all are judging me. I don't blame you. Okay, so that's my line, and then I have to worry about shading. So how am I going to shade? Well, greater than or equal to. So I go to where my y equals is negative 6, right? My y-intercept. Terrible line. Okay, and where is y greater than that? Above, correct? So I shade above the line. Shade above the line. And so where are my solutions? Are they just in the shading? No, solutions are in the shading or on the line, remember? If you have a solid line, the solutions are in the shading or on the line. So hopefully that gives you enough information to go ahead and do your classwork. It is expected to be worked on in class. If you finish it in class, I will give you some extra credit points. So have the sub put +5 if it is completed before you leave. Do not turn it in. You will keep it with you, and you will turn it in on Monday. Okay? Y'all have a great day, and I will see you soon.